This is the Angels Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Angels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Come on. You know I got to do it. Nolan Schanuel. Let's go. And guess what I got? For those listening on the audio version, I got the rally pistachios out, baby, because the Angels win probably the most stressful game of 2025. Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back to the latest edition and a hyped, stressed, a sweaty, nerve-wracking edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast. Coming at you live, as always, after every single Angels game, right here live on the Locked On Angels YouTube channel, and after the fact, both on the channel and wherever the heck you get the Locked On Angels audio podcast feed. If you don't know who I am, Vinny says I'm Christian Moore's twin. That's what Vinny says. I am Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area. Spent 4 years covering UCLA sports, watching UCLA closely against LSU in the College World Series right now. And now in year 2 with the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. Our team is the Angels. And after 11 innings of scoreless baseball, we get the most stressful finish of the season, the most stressful game, honestly, in a while. 1-0 in 12 innings. A couple heroic performances in certain moments, a couple mind-numbing mistakes. Just every single thing the Angels did in this game made you jump out of your seat and I don't know. And at the same time, just be planted to your seat going, oh my God, what's going on? I mean, just this game was insane. Despite the one, don't let the 1-0 score fool you. The 1-0 score fool you. I can't even talk. What an unbelievable game this was. And we're not going to waste any time getting into it. Shout out to everybody in here. Leave a like, comment, all that good stuff. But man, oh man, I don't want to waste any time. There's so many ways I could start with this one. We've got X factors that came through in this game. We have a clear player of the game, in my opinion. But, I mean, you have to get to when it's an extra inning game like this, when it comes down to a few key moments. Let's get to America's favorite segment.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
I mean, so many key plays in this game, despite there only being one run, 15 hits combined, not anything crazy there. The defense in this game was both amazing and horrible at times. But we, of course, have to get to the top of the 11th inning. Yes, because somehow neither team scores with the Manfred man on second in the 10th. The Angels, they make an embarrassment of the top of the 10th. Strikeout, fly out, 1, 2, 3. But fortunately, so do the Yankees, strikeout, fly out. Now, they hit a couple deep flyouts, specifically Goldschmidt hitting one 396 feet with 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th. Obviously, a home run would have won it. But then we get to the top of the 11th, and it wouldn't have been this game, even in the victorious inning for the Angels. It wouldn't have been, I keep saying 12 innings, it was 11. I was so certain that this game was going to go to 12 that I put 12 innings. It was 11 innings. I've said 12 innings like 10 times. It was 11 innings. Scoreless in the first 10. And in the 11th, even in the inning where the Angels win the game, there is still a plethora of mistakes. A plethora. And it starts with Zach Neto, our boy, committing a crucial mistake in the top of the 11th. You're the leadoff guy. Obviously, you just need a bunt to advance the guy, him being Christian Moore on second, over to third, and Neto bunts and pops out. And I'm sitting there thinking, great. Now we need a base hit, and if this game has shown you anything, the Angels can't get a clutch base hit. But boy, oh boy, did I forget who was next in the lineup. None other than, I'm ready to say it, guys, in 2025, he's been the best hitter on the Angels. He's been the best hitter. Is he the best player? No. Is he the guy I'm putting as the future of the franchise? No. But in 2025, and especially as of late, Nolan Schanuel has been the best hitter for the Angels. And so how dare I forget that he's coming up and that he was going to register his 14th double on the season. And what a unique double this was. The rain is out. The chaos is there. The fans in Yankee Stadium are upset because of what's transpired. And Schanuel somehow just pokes one. 66.3 miles an hour, but he couldn't have picked a better spot. Down the third base line, gets by the third baseman, squeaks by the third baseman, and Bellinger takes time getting the ball. Obviously, it was a pretty easy Christian Moore score from second, but then Schanuel actually gets all the way to second on what's a double, the weakest hit double of all time. But man, we love it. Nolan Schanuel comes through, and how ironic. Critical of the exit velo, critical of his situational hitting. Well, how about him not needing exit velo to come through with his second hit of the ball game and the only RBI of this game? I mean, the craziest thing is there were still plenty of mistakes the Angels made, both hitting and fielding in this inning, because you get a double, they intentionally walk Mike Trout, and then Taylor Ward has a fantastic at-bat to load the bases with one out. Load the bases with one out. Surely you get one more run, right? And in a game like this, where everything has gone crazy, you need that second run, right? No. Soler with a broken bat, a shattered bat, flare out to third base, and then Travis d'Arnaud lines one very weakly right back at Loisiga. I don't even know how to say his darn name. Jonathan L. pitcher, and he took the L. But man, you blew an opportunity, bases juiced, one out. You don't add any other runs, and I'm on it. I'm being honest. I look at the upcoming lineup for the Angels, right, or for the Yankees in the bottom of the 11th with Goldschmidt at second, Aaron Judge, Bellinger, Dominguez, Chisholm, Volpe. And I'm going, there's no way the Yankees don't at least score one run. And I think they're probably still favored to win this game because you have Aaron Judge coming up, right? And so literally, according to MLB.com, the Yankees had a 50% chance of winning the game with Aaron Judge coming to the plate and a runner on second base. And the Angels do what you objectively have to say is the right thing. They walk Aaron Judge, no-brainer, open base at first base. But it's a deeper conversation you have to have about Ron Washington, a guy who we've criticized so many times. He got this one right today. He got it right. There's no other way to put it. He intentionally walks Aaron Judge twice in this ball game, limits him to just one hit, 3 at-bats, 2 intentional walks. I mean, the guy's hitting .377 with a 1226 OPS. And you won the game. The Yankees did not score a run. You absolutely, positively must give your credit to Ron Washington for doing what he needed to do, neutralizing the Yankees offense via the Aaron Judge intentional walk, and how fitting that he did it again here in the 11th, this time in an obvious situation, but it contributed to the win. It was scary. Cody Bellinger coming up, but at least it's lefty on lefty. You certainly like that matchup. He hit one deep to right field. We know how scary that short porch is, and right reminds me of the games earlier in the season when we were playing against the Rays at Steinbrenner Field and all those fluky home runs. I thought the Yankees were getting a fluky 2-run shot, but they did not. Bellinger's ball stays in the park, and then, oh my word, what a play by the X factor in tonight's game, Christian Moore. Weak ground ball, real weak ground ball to second, but he shows off the 5-tool potential throughout this game. He has a hit. It's an extra base hit. He shows off the speed, and on this play, he shows off the glove and, more importantly, the arm. Fires one home to d'Arnaud, who tags out Goldschmidt at home, and the Angels look like they've won the game, right? You get the lead runner. Yes, it becomes first and second with 2 outs, but you get the lead runner, and you're feeling really, really good about winning this game now after that unbelievable play from Christian Moore. Bad news is that Neto kind of makes a mess of a Jazz Chisholm first pitch ground ball. Probably should have been out number 3 in the ball game. Instead, the bases are juiced. But one more time, you have to give Ron his credit. He brings in the righty against the righty in Volpe. Hunter Strickland, who's been arguably the second best reliever for the Angels this year, outside of course, Reed Detmers. and Strickland takes one pitch. Volpe rolls over a down and away slider, and the Angels survive, right? So the number one takeaway, of course, it's Nolan Schanuel coming through in the clutch, but let's be honest, it was a weak ground ball. Of course, there was fantastic fielding in this game, but there was also horrible fielding. The mistake by Neto, not horrible, but pretty bad, right? He also had an unbelievable play. All that cancels out, right? The one thing that was spot on the entire ball game, and someone we have been so critical of, is Ron Washington. He got every single pitching change decision correct. He handled Aaron Judge perfectly, and the Angels pick up the win. We have so much to talk about on this show. We have to get to the player of the game. Only in a game like this does the player of the game have his name not even mentioned until after the break. We will do that. We will talk about the rest of the series. The Angels now have an opportunity here to turn what could have been a disastrous road trip after getting swept by the Orioles, turn it into an opportunity to make it a respectable road trip, maybe even a positive road trip. So we'll talk about all of that, and I mean all of that, after our first break here on the Locked On Angels Postcast. My mind is spinning. My mind is spinning after this ball game. And if you didn't like this game enough, man, you're going to love this. Today's show is brought to you by wonderful pistachios, baby. I've got them in my hand because I love them. Because if you're looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious, crack into a good source of protein with wonderful pistachios. It's one of your highest protein nuts because each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value, plus better for you unsaturated fats and fiber to help you keep you feeling fuller longer. I love right here the no shells variety, lightly salted. It's money. Perfect bit of protein on the way to the gym, on the way from the gym, at work, whatever. Great late night snack as well. But there's, of course, the in-shell option as well. So get snacking and cracking with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. And today's show is also brought to you by Gametime. Have you ever decided at the last minute to head to a ball game with friends or family? Maybe it's game day and you suddenly realize you want to be in the stands. That's exactly where Gametime comes in. It's the easiest way to grab last minute tickets without the stress. With the money you save on tickets, hey, you can splurge on food, drinks, merch, or even invite a bigger group to come with you. Gametime makes buying tickets fast and simple because prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch, and they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying. I literally went to a game at Yankee Stadium, and I didn't get my tickets on Gametime until I was on the subway. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Back here live on the most relieved, most previously stressful, and yet most exciting edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast. The Angels win in 11 innings. 11 innings. Despite no runs through the first 10, the Angels win. Unbelievable. And crazy the difference a game makes. Suddenly, I've got a bunch of people in the comment section telling me that Ron Washington is the guy, which, gosh, that's hilarious given how critical you have all been all season. But I love it. Guys, giving Ron Washington his credit. He certainly deserved credit for this game. He handled Aaron Judge masterfully with 2 intentional walks. He handled the bullpen situation well. Brock Burke and Hunter Strickland surviving the 11th. Reed Detmers looking great as well. So many things to talk about, but we have to now finally get to a guy who's probably sitting there going, how have you not mentioned me yet? It's time for our player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Yes, because none of this, none of the chaos in the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, or the 11th would have been possible if it wasn't for our player of the game, Jose Soriano. The man has one of his best starts of the season, 7 innings pitched, just 1 walk, yes, 6 hits, but 6 strikeouts and no runs. 7 shutout innings in the Bronx, one of the most hitter-friendly parks with one of the most deadly lineups, and he doesn't give up a run. And the reason he did not give up a run, of course, he kept the ball in the park. That's huge, especially against the Yankees, especially in this park. But it's the one walk. How many times have we said that Jose Soriano, the only thing preventing this guy from being elite, like we all believe he can be, is how often there is too many guys on the bases, right? Walks and base hits, but especially the walks are what infuriate me. And so for him to only have one walk tonight, for him to get out of any type of jam there could have been and have arguably his best performance of the season in one of the biggest games and one of his biggest starts of the season, you love to see it. The crazy thing, 2 of those 6 hits come in the bottom of the first inning, right? A leadoff double from Jazz Chisholm in the second, but he gets out of that, right? And then he really started to settle in, gets 3 straight in the bottom of the third, does give up a base hit to Stanton in the second or in the fourth, but instantly gets a double play. In the fifth, things got a little interesting with the 2-out walk and then a 2-out single, but he gets out of that one with a beautiful strikeout of Ben Rice where he, oh my goodness, made him look like a fool. And then in the seventh, things get a little interesting once again with the leadoff single from Chisholm, a sac bunt that moves Chisholm to second. But how does he respond? Strikeout, ground out to cap off his performance. He was phenomenal. He was phenomenal. And then once again, we've talked so much about Reed Detmers, what we should do with him. Right now, he is just your go-to guy whenever you need 3 outs. That's what he is, out of the bullpen. And he comes in here in the 8th after Soriano did what he did, and he gets out of the 8th inning. It included an unbelievable catch from Zach Neto on a weird blooper from Goldschmidt, able to leap, get serious hang time, serious air time, and snag one. Then he intentionally walks Aaron Judge, he being Detmers, and then immediately gets Cody Bellinger to fly out in the 8th. And then in the 9th, Kenley Jansen comes in, gives us another classic, eventful Kenley Jansen outing, immediate leadoff double to Stanton. Then he strikes out Chisholm. Then he gets the fielder's choice with Rengifo, the super weird play where Dominguez crashes into Rengifo, leaves him I can't even talk. Leaves him temporarily injured, but we get the lead runner. Volpe steals second before Kenley Jansen gets one of the biggest outs of the ball game, striking out Austin Wells with the game-winning run at second base. And then, of course, like I already told you, the 10th inning gets crazy. Zephyr John comes in. He goes 1, 2, 3, and then we had the 11th. But my, oh my, the pitching was fantastic. It has to start with Soriano. He was stellar. And to do it, we've seen guys like Soriano, like other pitchers, do it against the A's, do it against the Rays, do it against the Mariners. No. This guy went into Yankee Stadium, and not in a game where he got 4 or 5 runs of run support, in a game where he got Zippo, and he doesn't even get a decision in this game. But he got the job done with one of his best starts of his career. Let's be honest. Huge job by Soriano. That's why he's your player of the game. And then we have to do an honorable mention. And just because of how special this honorable mention is, he's getting his own segment as well.
This is what you'll be talking about.
One more time for Christian Moore. One more time for him. Because how impressive is it that he comes in late in this ball game? Well, obviously he started this game, but late in this ball game, has his first career hit. Yes, it should have been a single. Yes, Aaron Judge played it horribly. But man, it's crazy how in 2 plays you see all of the potential for Christian Moore. A little line drive single, which shows the contact, turns into a triple because, oh my word, was he flying around the bases. I don't know about you, but I saw that. I'm like, 2 outs? Wow, we'll take it. It should have been a single, but Judge misplays it. Now we have a runner on second going in, with 2 outs, a chance to steal a run. But Christian Moore decides to go to third. I'm sitting there going, oh no. Cardinals sin number 1, don't make the last out of the inning at third, but he gets in with ease because he shows incredible, and I mean incredible speed. Now, they don't score him. That's frustrating. He gets out when he hits in the 10th inning, but then he shows his speed again in the 11th, scoring with ease, let's be honest, on a Schanuel double. But really, where he showed his magic is by getting the lead runner in the 11th inning. So shout out to Christian Moore. He shows you all 5 tools. I mean, outside of power theoretically, but he shows you that he can be a 5-tool player, right? The contact was there. The speed was there. The glove was there. The arm was there. And we know the power is there as well. So hard not to be excited about Christian Moore after what we saw from him. Hard not to feel great about this young core. Neto goes 1 for 5, makes a fantastic play though. Schanuel 2 for 5, the game-winning swing. He's been scorching hot, approaching he has a 285 average, approaching an 800 OPS, right? Mike Trout, not the youth movement, but he's going to be here a while. He goes 2 for 4 with a walk. Suddenly that OPS looks very solid. That average is creeping up. Would love to see it get to 240 pretty soon, right? So that was all great. Ohapi, so many reasons to be concerned. I mean, we're pinch running for him, knowing that it's not a big deal if we take him out of the game. He's been struggling. Adele did go 0 for 4. Rengifo did go 0 for 4, but then Moore goes 1 for 4 as well. We saw enough, right? That right side of the infield, if nothing else, that right side of the infield is locked in, right? Schanuel, Moore, Neto, Money. Would love to see a guy like Kyron Paris or Lugo, make a name for themselves in the outfield if it's not going to be Adele, right? Would love to see maybe, Rengifo play a little bit better at third base, or maybe it's moving Kyron Paris over to third base or Christian Moore over to third base or something. But there is a young infield that is growing with each game. And Christian Moore is just going to get better, right? So we got guys like Real Marco Polo in here predicting huge games from Christian Moore after what we saw today. I don't know if I want to put that pressure on him yet. I'm just happy that he got the opportunity. I was so mad that Ron Washington took him out yesterday, but who knows? Maybe he needed that game to breathe a little bit, and now I want to see him in there. So what if he's batting ninth? The guys that we have to replace him batting ninth, they all stink as well, and they're not former top 10 picks in their first couple of games in the big leagues. Have Christian Moore hit ninth for the end of the season. I don't care. Let him grow, and let the Angels grow. Huge win, unbelievable game. And you're right, Christian Moore showed the power. He had a couple deep fly balls that didn't leave. So certainly many things to feel good about with him. Real quick, and I mean real quick, we're going to preview tomorrow's game, because just like that, the Angels go from, if you said the Angels were going to be 1-3 in their first 4 games of this trip, you would have been frustrated, but you would have assumed it would have been a 1-2 against the Orioles and then an opening series loss to the Yankees. Well, you're 1-3. If you win tomorrow, you're 2-3 on the road trip. And now you just got to split one of the last 2 for it to be what I called a successful road trip at 3-4, right? So crazy the difference a single game can make. Tomorrow will be an interesting one. It's Warren for the Yankees, 4-3 with a 4.86 ERA. Kyle Hendricks, 4-6. We know he's been with a 5.2 ERA, but if you watched a couple of shows ago, the Super Halo Bros, they were telling you he's actually an above average 5th starting pitcher if you just take away that one really bad start. And even if you take away one really good start, he's still an above average 5th starting pitcher. So we'll see. After the pitchers duel we had tonight, would not be surprised if we see a high scoring game tomorrow in the Bronx. I'll be here live as always right after the game. Expect it to be a little bit earlier today. No crazy 11-inning game in this one. We'll talk to you hopefully around 6:45 after another 4 p.m. Pacific time first pitch. But Angels win this one. It feels so good. I'm going to go take a run, or go on a run, and then I'm going to go crack open these wonderful pistachios, because if there's not a night to crack them, it's tonight, man. What a win. So take care. Enjoy the rest of the night. I know the finals are going on. I'm waiting for the UCLA game to start up again. But man, feeling good. Take care, everybody. Have a great one. I'll see you tomorrow. Sleep well, Halo Nation. I love that Angels win, and have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.